Good morning, everyone. We'll be with you in just a few minutes, just setting up a couple of things behind the scenes. If you would, go ahead and give us a mic check. Is the music currently too loud for you, or are you able to adjust on your own? Go ahead and let us know in the comments section there, and again, we'll be with you in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, we'll be with you in just a moment. Could you please give us a mic check for us? I guess the audio was a little loud, so we've turned that down. Please let us know if the voice is audible enough or how we're doing. Thank you very much. Just drop a thing in the comment section. Thank you. Okay, there we go. I think we've got it. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully this should be going out just fine with a much improved picture and audio over last time. We think we got all the issues solved, more or less. So go ahead and give us another mic check, and to check on the video here, you should be seeing us in front of an animated waterfall, real-life footage. And we should be nice and clear, or at least to the limits of OBS, without all of the grainy, crappy blocks that we had last time. So give us a thumbs up, or let us know if there's any issues with whatever you may see. Hopefully we've gotten all the sparklies out and everything looks pretty good from our end. But go ahead and let us know. We're going to turn that down just a little bit in case we get any crossfeed. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. Okay, yes, looking good. A little quiet. Could just turn up the volume. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and backtrack the chat log here and say hello to everybody. And I don't know, glasses on, glasses off. They're probably going to come on and off. Our vision is crap. So excuse us if we look off to the side here. Maybe we can minimize that by doing this. Okay, that looks about Right. Okay. And it's still going to show me looking off the side. Sorry, we'll leave glasses on for now, but we'll probably take them off later. So let's say hello to everybody. Let's see here. First was E. White. Hello, everybody. Their Majesty Alicia. Oxymorons here. Let's see. E. White says, been a very long time since I've caught an IS stream. How's everyone doing? Doing fairly well. The audience folks have been working on stuff. We check in with them and keep up with that every month. We'll get into that along with the stream, I guess. Hollow Gang. Hi, Infinity System. It's Mae from the Hollow Gang. Miss Day on our system account. Subscribing here, too. However, how is everyone? All right. Been a while. Life has been busy for us. Hello there. Welcome to the channel there. Good to see you that you've got 2 channels going. Thank you. You don't have to do that, but we appreciate the extra sub. Let's see here. Well, Maeve Juxta is saying hello to everybody. Mike is coming in. We got the music twice as loud taken care of. Hell with it. Let's see. Started a new job and really like it there. Okay, this is Alicia saying that she started a new job, really like it there. Dissociation, and association too. Makes it very hard sometimes, but great team and overall a really good work environment. That is very good to hear. Very good to hear, because a good job does go a long way towards restoring stability. And I just found out that I can zoom these things to heck and back, so I don't need the glasses. Yay. Okay, there we go. Hey, 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 that makes reading much, much easier. Okay, so let's see here. So, Alicia, good news. Grats on that for sure. Dissociative is a great team. Overall, really good work environment. Yes. Sad Doggo. Oh my god, I'm speechless. Did I only just manage to catch it? No. We're just starting, actually. So you're right on time. Let's see. Talking back and forth. Juxta saying now is very quiet. Wasn't too loud, but trying to hear you over it was very hard. All right, I'll adjust that back up after. Let me make notes here. Because if I do it now, it'll be, it's working okay. It's not relevant at the moment. So why is this not pinned to my taskbar already? There we go. Okay, so let's see. Up volume on intro just a tad. Okay. Got it. Handy dandy notes. But yeah, last time we got the wonderful waterfall that we were talking about last time, because you guys weren't too fond of this one, apparently, with the pyramids in the background. So we told you this time around that we would have the nice waterfall, which we do. So we'll just go right back to that, since that makes everyone more comfortable, and green is a very relaxing color to look at anyway. At least we think so. There's a reason why, stage crews and whatnot, they'll have something called a green room, where actors will go to sit in the room to rest their eyes, because green is a restful color. So that particular spectrum. Hot tip, hot take, whatever the hell you want to call that. Okay, let's see here. Back to the chat. That's not the chat. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, Juxta, we will go ahead and adjust that afterwards. Blue Rose, hello, Blue. Let's see, had a little trouble hearing over the music. Yeah, we fixed that there. Lisa's saying it's quieter now. Very clear, 5x5. Okay, good. Sounds good now. Okay, so Alicia, Blue Rose, Oxymoron, yeah, Sad Dog. Whoops, hey, come back here. There we go. A little quiet, but I can just turn up volume. Pretty forest, nice forest. Blue Rose, thumbs up, thumbs up. Edges are squiggly, but no sparkles, no green dots. Yeah, unfortunately, Juxta, we're pretty sure that the remaining problem now is that because we're using a really cheap ass 720p webcam. It was like one of those, $10, $15 items at Walmart when, on the point of sale displays. But it was a webcam, and actually this was one that either my son or my son had bought one of them for messing around with something in virtual reality. But like with a lot of the electronics that he buys, it just simply got discarded and ended up, being in a place where it could be broken, so we took it. and put it to good use. So next time around, we'll see if we can run the video portion of the stream off of our new camera. It's not really a camera. It's a cell phone that our other son had, but it had busted on, and we managed to get it working and charged up. All it does is it doesn't have any cell phone service or anything, but it has a vastly better camera than the cell phone that we have been using to film all of this. So you should, up to this point, so you should see a marked increase in quality in our soon-to-come vids, because we'll be using that from now on. But yeah, this I think, we tweaked it all night. We spent 2 hours last night trying to get rid of all the jaggies and the fuzzies and things like that. So we're glad that we, succeeded in that to at least it's a watchable level. But that shimmer around the edge, unfortunately, there's not much I can do with that at the moment. Like I said, we think it's the camera, something that we'll toy with, but it's definitely a hell of a lot better than it was last week. So we're just going to go with that, or last month, rather. Excuse us while we drink our tea. So yeah, Juxta, hopefully next time we will have it good to go, but at least it's way better than last time. Let's see here. Rosa's Waves. Hello, Roses. Good morning. Or afternoon. Wrap yourselves in blankets since you're most likely under snow. Also, those of you in California and whatnot, welcome to blizzard warnings. Okay, let's see. Oxy saying they don't know how they're doing. Some of us are doing quite well, others not so much. Let's just say it's complicated, isn't it always? Okay, let's see here. Sorry, the chat thing is doing weird things. Can we just scroll? Yes, we can. Okay, excellent. E-White was saying, apologies, relate there, talking to Alicia. Little Threat, hello, good to see you. Glad that you made it here. Sad Dog was saying, reminds you of home. I'm not sure which one. Let's see. Roses likes the background too. Makes her sentimental for nostalgic's place for Hawaii. Okay, let's see here. Love this peaceful scene. Beautiful, thank you. Hey, cool. I love new, quote-unquote, hand-me-down equipment. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, our youngest son has a penchant for buying electrical equipment and not taking care of it and trashing it and breaking it, and then he'll go ahead and throw it away, assuming that it can't be fixed. And that's when I go, yoink, mine now. And other than 2 things, we've been able to resurrect all of them and make them still work. So, or just kind of that do-it-yourself handy-dandy type of thing. Live chat. Okay. I think we're caught up. Last comment should be Oxymoron and E. White. Thanks from Alicia. So, just somebody type something random to make sure that this stupid window is still working. There. Okay. Excellent. Little threats in California and under blankets. Brr. Well, hopefully things will warm up for you a little bit. Okay, let's see what we've got going here. Let me check to see the numbers. See if we got enough people to go over the rules yet. Oop. Can I control these individually? Because that is way too big. Okay, 9 of us so far, so we'll wait for a little bit. Oh. That's not far. It undid my Zoom, so. Okay. Chat log, go back up. Oh, goodness, Oxymoron is something random. Thank you, E. White. That's beautiful. I was wondering if somebody was going to go, or we were wondering if somebody, no, I, because Chris is up front at the moment. So it's just an eye for an eye. Something random, so yeah. Smart ass. We like that. Let's see. Rain, snow, and hail today here in Germany. Alexa wants to say, oof, goodness. I'm from Hessen. It snowed a little here, but didn't stick. Everybody's saying greetings. Okay, well, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. What shall today's conversation be about? We imagine that after our last video there, John's story, that you guys might have a few questions, or maybe quite a few questions about John, about what happened to us. And if whatever you would like to ask, feel free to do so now. We thank those of you who did manage to get through that. We know it was heavy. We know it was very triggering. This is why we put trigger warnings on our stuff, because, well, it's triggerful. Triggerful, triggery, triggering. What is the past tense of trigger? Anyway. What the hell? Yeah. Didn't stick here either, and in the morning it was sunny. You could think it was April. So yeah, obviously changes, a lot of changes behind the scene, the technical things, getting us up to snuff for streaming with OBS. We're still working for it, still working through a few of the bugs, but like we say, things are better this time. And hey, hopefully we finished that mic buzz. We assume that you guys would have been complaining about it if it were still there. Turns out that there's two different settings if you plug in a microphone to Windows. There's the actual gain setting on the mic itself, but then if you go into the system properties for the actual microphone itself, there's a slider there for volume. It's mislabeled, actually. It should be termed gain, and you need to slide that sucker like all the way down, which makes it just depend upon the volume from the mic and the gain from the mic. We didn't know that, so we were today's years old. So sunny, 35 degrees Fahrenheit up here in Washington, where Rose's rent and her other system mate are currently freezing their asses off. Witnesses report chattering and shivering, with a high chance of icicles hanging off of their foreheads by the end of the stream. Now back to the weather. That was the weather. Now back to sports. Hey, 420's here. Yay. Excellent. All the usual gang coming in. Wurtemberg? We're going to Baden. Oh, well. Baden-Württemberg. How badly did we butcher it, Oxy? Okay, 420 Witches here. Yo, yo, yo. Audio's great. Good. Excellent. So sorry I missed last month. Lost a few days at some point. That's okay. We are DID Systems, and yeah, time, as we've discussed, does not run in a linear fashion for us, so don't feel bad about it. Excuse us, please. All right, let's see. Their Majesty, in regards to the food video, we just want to say thank you. We subbed for poor John. He has our heart. It's such a vulnerable part, and we are thoroughly grateful. Thank you very much for that. Stokes Fire. Yeah. You did not butcher it all that badly. Okay, good. Blue Rose, yeah, watching and hearing John was heavy. Anna T, hello. Welcome, Anna. We're not sure that we're familiar with you yet. Hopefully you're a newbie. Maybe you're a newbie. We'll go over the rules to the stream here in a few minutes, but we're just kind of catching up on the chat log and getting into discussing our last video that we put out, which is going to be part one of what is going to be at least a two-part series on food and how it's used in abusive situations as a control measure, and also how, because of the trauma, it changes your eating habits and what may arise out of that. Like eating disorders are very common for trauma survivors, you know, bulimia or anorexia. So we're not pretending to be experts on there. Fortunately, we don't suffer from the larger issues like anorexia or bulimia because we don't binge and purge. We do binge. So the trauma has definitely affected our eating habits directly from John. There's a lot of midnight, really early morning eating that goes on because I'll wake up and see wrappers and crap all over the floor or in odd places. So we strongly suspect that it's John who is passively or actively influencing us at that point in time. But we'll go into that and we'll cover that in more detail in part 2, and then possibly part 3 might be where we deal with that, because part 2 is basically going to be all about how, you know, how the food is used as a control measure and other things like that. We don't want to go too much into it because we're going to be doing that. However, we have data is still collating, and then he'll bullet point it for us because we're doing one of these where we let it set for like a day, and then it's like when we're thinking about it, oh, okay, we want to cover that point. Or that's an idea, we need to cover that. So once he bullet points that up, I can go ahead and film it, and we'll get that out to you. Realistic ETA is probably going to be not next week, but the week after that. We'll see. If we can get it up earlier, we will. But you know that we like to take our time with these more in-depth and heavier stuff. So there's that. So let's see. Let's catch up on here before we start to get much more into it. Let's see here. Sad Doggo saying, I keep wanting to watch the video about food, but I'm really wary of it. Food is such a huge trigger for me, so I think I'll have to wait. Still, I am curious to know more about John. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who have not watched the video, it's actually not so much video, it's audio. It's an audio recording of that therapy session. We were not video recording it at the time. We did record with our therapist, permission, provided that we, obscure identity, which, of course, we've been very, studious about in all of our videos, protecting the identity of those around us. So that's why we did the voice disguising there. And as we state in the video, that accounts for why there's so many tonal changes in it. But just the audio alone is enough to rip your guts out through your nose. It was very difficult for us to go back over that because we did record a fair handful of our sessions, not all of them, but we did. It was kind of tough too during that time because that's right when COVID was starting to make its appearance, but that was within our first actual year of the diagnosis, and it was really tough. There's a lot of John's trauma that we still haven't processed yet. So that I don't want to say making that video, but we had to go through in order to get the captions for you, the script, subtitles, there it is. We had to go through and listen to it again, and it was gut-wrenching, because it's just gut-wrenching. Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it, but we're going to look on the chat log here in a minute, so. But yeah, speaking of trigger warnings, trigger warning, everyone watching here. Basically, this may be a heavy one today, may not, and we never know where these are going to go. But as with everything else in our content, trigger warning, viewer discretion is advised because the live streams are kind of more or less out of our direct control. And we like it that way. It's a forum rather than just us Q&A talking to you. So feel free to share your tips, your advice, and whatnot. We'll go over the rules in a second to get that part out of the way. But yeah, Sad Doggo, it's really the main trigger warnings are there. He's eating so rapidly during it because every time he appears, he's absolutely starving and will not touch anything if it's directly offered to him, and he won't touch anything that is even around a grown-up whatsoever. But he eats rapidly. He is so hungry. It's like I can't describe it. So there's that, and because he's eating so rapidly, he does tend to gag and choke, so if those sounds trigger you out, and then there's one part where I hard switch back in for like 3 seconds, maybe? No, actually, probably about a minute there, but because he had been eating so much, I just let out this tremendous, huge, sudden belch where it's like, oh my God. You know it when you hear it. Other than that, it's just basically them talking back and forth. But it's heavy trauma because John, when he comes out, he thinks he's at the party. He thinks he's still back at that weekend and that they've just shuffled him off to another room. A new mommy or daddy. You notice that is the very first question that John asks our therapist. Are you my mommy? Are you my daddy? He's following the script. So... and we'll be happy to talk more about that if you'd like to know. But yeah, trigger warning, if we dive into this is what we already kind of are. But yeah, Sad Doggo, as always, still you're curious to know more about John now. Just practice system safety when and if you watch it. As we said before, our content is not required viewing. That's another one of the reasons why we do various little bits, and we encourage our alters to use the channel as a way to express themselves. So we've got the heavy stuff with Data and I, or just Data with the playing piano, since that's his thing. Music equals math, restful mind to intellectual or something. I don't know. He plays, I don't. I can do the chopsticks, but... So yeah, let me get back to the chat because I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Sad Doggo. So yeah, practice system safety. If you want to know, it's straight up. It's a therapy session. That was one of the reasons that we put it up, is because everybody's you never know what they don't know, and you don't know until you've been in therapy what it's really like. So it's like, okay, here we've got a therapy session where probably our second most damaged. Well, I don't know how, you can't put them on a ranking scale, but one of our most heavily damaged little / tween, or we're not quite sure where to cut it. We'll just go with little. One of our most traumatized littles comes out. It deals directly with food and the control mechanism there. It shows, or rather,
audibly shows a hard switch and how that can happen during therapy sessions, as well as our wife's reaction and how an NT or a system support can prove to be a benefit during a therapy session like that. And it was a hardcore one. We had many of those like that, but that was a particularly hardcore one. And also how our therapist works. And she's a very good therapist, so you notice throughout there she's not asking any leading questions or anything. A lot of general statements. Basically, she's desperately trying to connect with a child who has been brutally traumatized. And literally the first thing that he will do when he fronts, or did during that time period, is the way our living room is set up, there's a big armchair there by the door, and he would literally get behind the armchair and squeeze himself into that corner as tightly as he possibly could so that his back and butt are against the wall. And he's just curled up like this. He's trapped there. Unfortunately, and we can't reach him. We're aware of him now, but he is not aware of us, which just really sucks. So that video, it was hard, but it was a way for us to help process through that. And there's a lot more. That therapy session went on for quite a while after that bit that you heard there. So what you just heard was the beginning. It gets worse later, a lot worse, before he comes out, or before I finally switch back in, because he hard switches out. Unfortunately, with the littles, it's always a hard switch in and out. They're kids. What you gonna do? All right, so yeah, watch at your own risk. Practice for your discretion. There, said Doggo. Sorry, we're a little run on today. Hello, gang. Yeah, Paige has been too close lately for us to watch right now. Yeah, again, system safety, please. 420 which? Excuse us while we have our medicine here. Wow, okay. Okay, hang on. We're just going to use the keyboard to scroll because otherwise it keeps jumping. Okay. Okay, Halligan's page been too close for you to watch it. 420 Witch, another system I know is in plans of doing a POV-style video. I pointed them to your Day and Night Lend the Lives videos. Yeah, thank you for that, 420 Witch, and that was harder to do than we thought, because we literally had to rig a harness to have the phone right here where we're providing you with your POV, so you can see our hands working, and basically it's from us. But it was kind of funny because we have this. It was like a 4 bendy leg spidery thingy for tablet, so you can lay in bed and what, but it bends every which way. So we're like, okay, well, this will fit our cell phone. Let's do this. It's like kind of make it into like a GoPro-ish type of a thing. And it worked. It worked really well, but it was really kind of awkward. It's like for the Walmart sequence, we had to, just kind of hold it there. We had it in our pocket, but then it kept screwing around with the aspect ratio, so we had to do that there and point it down, away from people, and then, of course, going back through and reviewing the footage, obscuring identities and whatnot, and then, of course, going through and recording, getting everyone who was there to front again, and then record what their thoughts were at that time, which was not so much the difficult point, but it's very, very time-consuming. So kudos to your friend assistant friend for wanting to check that out. Just let them know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do those. Those took us a while, but yeah, cool, definitely. Shoot us a link when they get that. We'd be curious. Curse you, FOMO. FOMO. What is FOMO? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. Can one of you guys clue us in, please? Let's see. Oh, man, we're late. No, actually, 5. You are right on time. Don't worry about it. We've only been going in a half an hour, but it's good to see you. Let's see. Little thread. Hi, said I think that video is worth the heaviness. I get to learn about John. He is a real dear. Thank you. Blue Rose. We have varying eating disorders among us, and some of us hoard and hide food like crazy. Yeah, we admit that we do that. Not so much. We do that. We do that. 5 pieces of 9. Nice background. Thank you. I mean, we did have the pyramid one that we did back last time. This one, but folks weren't so big on it. We like the orangey calming light, but we're not you guys watching it other than just checking here on the screen. So we went ahead and like we were talking about last time, we swapped it over to the nice animated waterfall that, and the greenery, and it works pretty well. Okay, so let's see here. Chat. Okay, 5%9 just started. FOMO. What is this FOMO? Okay, well, hang on. Let us catch up, please. Let's see. Blue is really quiet, or is my laptop shot? No, it's. We did an audio check, and everybody said it was doing pretty good. Let's see. 420 Witch. I just remembered a dream I had a few days ago. Data were in my dream. We are not responsible for our behavior in any dream that you may have of us. That's funny. Let's see. Sad dog go at little threads. More of what I'm afraid I'll learn, and I'm usually not. In fact, I'm usually reckless, but in this case, we get aggressively protective around food. Yeah, it's. Chris, you have this one labeled January. Oh, okay. We'll change. Thank you, Roses. We'll change that when the stream's over and edit it. It would screw it up now. YouTube is so touchy. Kind of quiet 5. Okay. Oh, headphones help so much. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Go to headphones if you can. We can adjust the levels here. Yeah, we don't want to mess with it too much. Let's see if I can bump the Yeti up just a titch. Hang on, this may make a clattery noise. Okay, I upped it just a little bit. Looks like we're clipping a little bit higher. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, hopefully that should be a little bit better for you guys without being really overboard. The nice thing is that once we have these settings in, we don't have to change them again. Okay, headphones help so much. Yes, yay, hello. So this is us. Welcome. Good to see you there. Or rather, this is us. Okay, let's see. Their Majesties. Could repetition in littles, like you say, a trauma script be something who one should take note of? Hearing you talk about that has given us things to consider. In our case, when you say trauma script, we need to be very specific. We were trafficked, and as a part of the training, breaking, whatever the hell you want to insert term here, you were taught a script, an actual physical script that you were expected to follow. Are you my mommy? Are you my daddy? Am I your little boy? Am I your little girl? Am I a good boy or a good girl? Am I a very good boy or a good girl? That's what depended upon whether or not they could beat or physically abuse you. Yeah, of course, rape obviously is physical abuse, but there was literally a script. We have it written down in one of our journal notebook things, but it's a very efficient, chillingly cold script for a child to literally ask of this sicko, okay, who am I? What role am I going to play? Am I going to be a little boy? Am I going to be a little girl? What are you, are you going to beat the shit out of me or not? Or, and then you just, yeah, that's the trauma script that we're talking about. But I think what you're stabbing at is the repetition in littles be something you should take note of. Yeah, it can be a trauma trigger thing. But if you're talking about just like certain words or things like that, or patterns that come out because of that, then we need to delineate between the two. Because like we say, ours was an actual physical, written out, here kid, learn this or else type of a thing. But yeah, if you see repetition, things like that, that might want to be something that you want to talk with your therapist about, for sure. Let's see, everybody's saying, Grace to Grow, hello. Been a few since your scheduled outbreak. No problem. Not sure how long you can hang out, but for sure finish offline if I have to cut out early. No problem. Thank you. Welcome. Good to see you. Cut in and out as you say. Have to. Let's see. 5P9 says they have littles, middles, tweens, teens, and bigs. Okay, then John would probably rate right on, John and Mimi, who's a tween. We're still untangling so much from that weekend or possibly several other weekends. We think it's just one, but we don't know. It's one of these where you get caught in the thing where you have to not extrapolate what might have happened, because that can end up tainting the actual memory of the experience itself, despite the fact that that's not logical because all the trauma is hard-coded. So it's like, yeah, but it gets confusing. We suspect that there might be more than one incident there. There certainly was when we were smaller. Christopher and Susie's age. Anyway. So yeah, John would fit right in around that middle to tween area. A mean or a tween or a mean or a twiddle. Neither one of those sounds great. Okay, Sad Doggo, thank you. We don't tend to hide things from each other anymore, but this seems to be off limits, and I think I understand why. System safety is a good term for it. Yes, absolutely. That always comes first. Our content is voluntary. You are not required to watch it. Let's see here. Okay. Hang on, we got to scroll back up. Okay, system safety, yes. Okay, let's see. 5 pieces of 9. Wow, lots of new peeps, we think. Yeah. Well, I don't know how many folks have we got on right now. I'm not sure, because this thing is going to make me zoom back out. 16 of us right now. All right. 2, 3. Put that back up. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, we got about 16 on. We'll go over the rules here in a minute once we catch up. Blue Rose, the "Are you my mommy?" question was hard to hear. We immediately recognized this as scripted. Yeah, and we would not be surprised if the same script that we had to learn was not used by others. These people are very well organized, or were, and this was the early 80s. So yeah, you can only imagine how far they've come in the time since then. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, again, trigger warning, we're getting heavy stuff, but as long as we can keep it kind of light, we're good. Okay, let's see. Chatting back and forth. Making videos is so much work. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now you know why I go nuts in the editing suite. It's like, oh my God, Percival drives me up the wall because he knows how to shoot, you know, to start the camera and everything. Generally, I'll just do it up. I'll set it up for him, and then, you know, all he has to do is just dink. Oh, I'm not an idiot. It's like, yeah, whatever. But he has to be perfect. Whenever he's recording the little stories or something, you know, the bit, you know, oh, isn't he a lovely bear, and blah, 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 blah. If he messes something up, he has to start all over again for the beginning. So I will be going through, and I've just edited 6 minutes, and everything's flowing along there, and all of a sudden I'll hit a point where he'll be like, he makes a flub, and then he's like, oh, we have to start all over again. Sorry, me. And I'm like, read between the lines, Percival. It drives me bats. And breathe. So yeah, you know, inter-system stuff right there. All right, so let's see here. 5-year okay in breathing. It was just a difficult vid for it to watch for us. So much overlap with one of our littles in therapy, but thank you. Yeah, it's we would not be surprised if it overlaps with a lot of people's experiences, or at least those of us who were trafficked or abused in that manner. FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you educating the old dude here. Okay, let's see here. Little threat. I want to mention this very carefully, but I think that John would have a different answer as to the age, if good or bad. Okay, we will we're going to answer that in a second, but I think that we've got enough people to go over the rules. So let's go ahead and go over the rules here. These are the same rules that we apply to comments on our channel. So, ready? Those of you who are long-timers, you probably know these by heart already. So let's go ahead and go over the rules. Okay, rule number 1. You have the right to your opinion. Rule number 2. You have the right to express your opinion. Rule number 3. You do not have the right to abuse others with your opinion. Rule number 4. Don't discuss politics, religion, or sex unless, of course, we're talking directly about sex in relation to trauma. Rule number 5, don't post porn links, don't troll us or our viewers. We've been on the internet since before its birth. Well, no, wait, that's not possible. We've been on the internet since its birth. Let us change that. And we know all the tricks. We know all of the things, the control F4s, we can smell a troll a mile away. Don't do it. Rosa's Rent, who is our mod here, has a very large ban hammer, and she doesn't have any problem applying it. So, we will ban you instantly and shed no tears over you whatsoever if you break the rules. However, we will not delete comments that are contrary to ours as long as you express them in a civilized manner. Rule number 1, you have the right to your own opinion. So, those are the rules. That's how it goes. Basically, it's just real easy. Just mind your P's and Q's. Okay, so let's get back to, I believe it was Little Threat's question, possibly. Yeah, Little Threat wants to mention this very carefully, but I think that John would have different answer as to the age, if good or bad. That's one of the things that we're trying to sort out right now, like we were just saying, is exactly where he falls, because even though Mimi is 12/13, Christopher D was around 11, and all of these ages are the age of the body. Okay, so they correlate that way because it's when the abuse happened. So, he presents, which is the psychiatric term for the way he moves, emotes, interacts. He presents as younger than he probably actually was in the body, because we're pretty sure that it happened to us when we were 12, or just at the edge of 13. That's one of the things we're still trying to hash out, because we remember nothing of our junior high years. None. It's at elementary, high school, blank in the middle, other than a handful of memories. And most of those come from Mimi. So we don't know if it was just one really traumatic, hardcore incident, or if they basically just, it was a constant thing during that time span. We don't know. But we know that there's more there because we have a new alter who has started to come forward. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, that might explain, Little Threat, why John might seem younger than he actually is, because that's like we said, that's his world. He is trapped in those moments, in that time. When he was out here in the therapy session, he thought he was at the party. He thought that our therapist and our wife were his next mommies, his next clients, and that he was just simply there to be abused. Our therapist even says, no, you're not here to touch, we're not here to touch you, and you're not here to touch us. Seems like kind of an odd thing to say, or an odd delineation to make, but that was part of what he did. That was part of what he did, less so than Jack, who that was very much what he did, the doing too, rather than there was both, but the ratios were different, if you see where I'm saying. So that may explain why he appears or sounds mentally less old than he should be. Okay, I think that answers it, but the more we, keep going. We want to keep going. So hopefully that answers. 420 Witches. Anyone heard from Starry Girl? No, not since last month. We're hoping that she'll pop in and give us an update on that. Hello. Okay, let's see here. Again, trigger warning. We are dealing with heavy stuff here today. Let's see. Starry Girl. No, 420. Okay, 5 pieces of 9. Breathing. I am a good gender is a little bit of a trigger. Yeah, sorry. That's a real common one, because that's a lot of what these sickos do. It's the power differential at play. So 5 here too. Let's keep breathing together. Yes, guys, breathe together. And of course, if you need to check out, do so. Okay, system safety first. Sad Doggo, that is so messed up, and I'm sorry if this is something you've all covered before, but I just want to say I'm so sorry. No, it's only, you don't have to be sorry, Sad Doggo. Yeah, and it is messed up. 5 pieces of 9 for us, little 0 to 5, middles 6 to 9, tweens 10 to 13, teens. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I think we may write that down as a guide. Clover, hello, good to see you. Excuse us again while I medicate. We're in a lot of pain because Boots has been doing a lot of yard work and helping us to lose weight. Unfortunately, it doesn't go well along with our back pain caused by years of the abuse.
Okay, so, but yes, Clover, good to see you. Everyone's doing fair to middling. You kind of walked into the middle of a triggery warning thing, so yeah, there you go, Blue Rose. Not alone. Good, you thinks. Yes, absolutely. You are living our phrases. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. Yeah, I made a live and I am home. Yay, I made a live and you're home alone. Hello, Just a Mom. Good to see you. Not alone is good now. Absolutely. Okay, hi to all I know and nice to meet those that I have not met before. Yeah, about 4 new alters since creating bids about the trucking. Hey, all right, we are caught up on the chat. So welcome everyone. We just went ahead and we went through the rules, which is just pretty much mind your manners, don't be a dick, and we won't ban you. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new improvements that we've been putting in to the channel here. For those of you who are not familiar with our content runs across several different areas. If you watched our introductory video, you pretty much know this, but the two main pieces that we have are the informational content with us and Data, and then little stories with Percival. Lots of ancillary stuff, but little stories, if you're not familiar, is basically, think of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but for little. And we're going to go ahead and throw up the intro here, and hopefully the audio on it won't be too loud. But what you're looking at here, this is the opening to Little Stories, which was kind of an idea. Percival loves to read, and he started off reading when we first started the channel, and a lot of the folks were like, oh, wow, that's really great. It'd be great if you would read children's books, and, so he did. And I hope that this video is running smoothly, and that our thing worked. Anyway, it doesn't look like it is. It might be a little bit herky-jerky, so we're going to just go ahead and fade back on out of that, mainly because the intro was recorded in 4K at 60 frames per second, and I don't think that OBS likes the 60 frames per second bit. So we're just going to go right back. But anyway, Little Stories is content specifically for littles, and we wanted to provide a safe space. We did it in we were filming everything in the bedroom, but now that our youngest son moved out forcibly, the rest of you know that story already, we went ahead and we converted that bedroom into the studio, where we have such things as we're managing to green screen. We still have the tree and the castle and everything, but it's going to make filming those episodes much, much easier. A lot more setup for us, unfortunately, or for me, rather. But yeah, so we lost our train of thought there. DID in action. Let's go back to the chat log, shall we? But we were able to, move that in. Okay, where are we back? Looks like it's still giving. Oh, I see, we're lagging this time. Okay, but yeah, Little Story, something that we're very proud of. We have all of those on a checklist. Percival will, or checklist, a playlist. Percival will read a story to them, and at the end provide a moral that generally emphasizes inter-system cooperation or things like that. That's the TLDR of it. Okay, so let's see. Back to the chat. Why are you not scrolling up? Okay, let's see. 5 pieces of 9 is saying, yeah, you have about 4 new alters since creating bids about the trafficking. Sorry. Well, I mean, you were doing them, so we're sorry for the splitting. Hello, gang. Hope you guys are faring well. We have 4 new headmates, and it's a lot, especially after having a decent grasp of the system and how best to communicate. Hope you find yourselves well, definitely. Let's see. 5 pieces of 9. Should we actually even upload the unsoftened edition of What is Human Trafficking? That's your decision. If you feel that it would be educational, this is one of the reasons why we're kind of, anti-light and fluffy, other than Little Stories and, the ancillary bits, is because these are the things that need to be talked about. These are the ugly underlying things behind our condition. This is what it's about. And we, at least, are of the opinion that if we need to talk about these things, to remove the stigma that everyone is going on about, and yeah, it's real, but it's kind of a little overused in our opinion. We prefer to raise the level of education for the populace. Anyway, damn it, we lost it again. But
That's up to you, Cloud. Put a trigger warning on it, and if people want to watch it, they'll watch it. If not, they won't. But it's important that we talk about these things, so that's up to you. That's your decision as a creator. Personally, one creator to another, go for it. That's why we're kind of, blasé about how many people we've got on the channel and how many subs and all that, because it's just folks are going to, our content is what it is, and we'll continue to produce our content as is with technical improvements, obviously, because we prefer a more polished look. We do have professional training in that, so voiceovers and, studio stuff, and of course, the career of a magician helped as well, because when you're putting on a stage show in front of a live audience, you need to have all of your ducks in a row and make your production values as good as you possibly can. So that's kind of ingrained. But yeah, go for it. Go for it. If they don't want to watch it, that's on them. That's why we say practice viewer discretion when we advise it. Just throw up that trigger warning. Do it. It's your truth. It's your truth. It's your story. You have control over it now. Tell it if and when you want to, and in whatever way you want to. Let's see, is Percival going to do another adult book series, Clover wants to know. Yes, but, and this is something that actually I've been working on for the past couple months, is actually going through and doing a deluxe expanded version, a deluxe version of The Forgotten Door. Because we didn't actually start doing the immersive sound effects and the environments and whatnot until chapter 6, I think. So what we wanted to do was to go back and take the whole thing, and instead of it being in the individual episodes with his bits at the front and the bits at the end, and yes, he has agreed to this, so it's a kosher thing, that we will go ahead and literally run it as one big long audiobook. In other words, cut out, the ending between chapter 1 and, we're just basically going to run those together and add all of the sound effects to them that we did for the later episodes, do it for the beginning episodes as well. Right now, I think I'm finishing out the effects on chapter 3. I think I've got 2 or 3. I'm not where I edit right now, so I can't tell you for sure. But I definitely have the first 2 chapters, all the sound effects all done for that. I think I'm working on the 3rd, which just leaves 2 more after that. So you will see that come out before you see a new one. There's been a lot of kerfluffle moving into the studio and getting the green screen set up right and the audio set up right and this and that and the other thing. And Percival is always pushing for, more little stories. We try to give you 1 a month on those, but which is, again, why it's so important that we're getting all our ducks in a row here. But yes, there will be. He's settled on the book. This one's going to be a lot longer. So there's going to be more to get through. We're not quite ready to announce the title of the book yet. We'll announce after we're done with the enhanced version of The Forgotten Door. But yes, there is something on the horizon, and it's a great story, and I can almost virtually guarantee that unless you're a serious book nerd, we'll give this one to Roses. She's probably read it or at least heard of it before, but something new for you guys. Another one of our childhood favorites. All right, excuse us while we continue to poison our bodies with white sugar. Because at this point, it just really doesn't make much difference. You kind of hit a point after you're 50 where you're like, well, F it. At the same time, you're freaking out about all the changes that your body is going through, having minor surgeries and, facing the inevitable never-ending parade of doctor's visits, but we can resist as long as we want to. But then again, you're getting into the self-neglect harm, which is a form of self-harm. So yeah, it's a constant dance. But tea is always good. Okay. So yes, Percival is going to be doing another adult book series. Hello, gang. The kids were very happy to see their names on Christmas Day. Excellent. Yeah, the sheep are very important. If any of you who are not familiar with this, the safe space, which we were talking about, Little Stories, does have a flock of sheep. And those sheep are the names of all the littles who watch. So, if you want to have a sheep in the flock, we used to paste them on the wall. This is another reason that we went digital, because we're already over 100 sheep. Just go ahead and drop a comment down there with your littles' names if they would like a sheep. When we run across duplicate names that are there already, we will just simply leave that name as one sheep, just for practicalities purposes. But drop your littles' names down there if you want to. If you not want to do it publicly, send us a DM on Instagram, and we'll be happy to get that set up before the next little stories. We've already got about 6 new names that we need to add anyway. And let me tell you, that is an editing nightmare. Oh my god, animating those sheep. Okay, so yeah, sheep, little space, good. Christmas Day. Okay, 5. Think it's not about if you should, but if you want to or not. Absolutely. Cloud with a touch of blending. Why do you keep jumping down? Yeah, everybody's saying go ahead and post it. They can decide on their own. Encrypted Angels, hello. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. You're in good time. iCloud, I'm so tired of holding secrets. Amen. Hi to Cloud and Headmates. Yes, I think I'll go ahead with the other version if you're open to it. Yeah. I'll watch it. We'll watch it. We always watch all yours. Let's see, Blue Rose, yeah, secret keeping is exhausting most of the time, yes. Alters needed to be known and to be acknowledged. Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to let them be known and acknowledged without touching on the trauma. Trigger warning it and do it. It's very true, assuming that's what they want to do. Yes, Cloud, releasing the secret sounds like a good move towards healing. Chris answered this so fully. Oh, thank you. Hopefully we ramble on. You know how we ramble, so we answer fully and then some. 20% extra, 20% cooler. That's how we are, and we're only over 28 bodily. Yeah, and yeah, it's getting old sucks. Rosa saying white sugar is far better. We knew you were going to chime in with something on this. We just knew. White sugar is far better for your body than that sucralose sugar alkaloids that are marketed as not sugar. Oh, no. We don't go with equal or any of that stuff. Now stevia, the stuff made from stevia or stevia, that plant, it's actually not half bad. That's a very sweet little plant there. But no, the equal or whatever it is, that no sweetener. Thank you very much. Let's see, Encrypted Angels, yes, exactly, about freaking out over all the changes your body makes on 50 plus. Ugh, the struggle has been real. Yeah, it sucks. Let's see here. Little threat. I think hitting the fuck it stage as early as possible is good, as it can lead to more true self-expression and less people-pleasing, while balancing it with enough self-care to stay healthy. Yeah, we're only getting the hang of that now. Of course, we've only known what we are and having to start relearning everything about how to live, how to be happy, how to interact with others, how to have appropriate conversations and or intense discussions, how to set boundaries. These are all things that we were never taught. Thanks, egg donor. Okay, well, actually, the reason that we probably function is because we did have our grandparents, and our grandmother was very loving and very supportive of us, and just, we would go over to their house for 2 weeks every summer to stay with them, and they lived in the same city once they moved lock, stock, and barrel from New Jersey to Colorado. Wonder why. That was an up and sudden move that quickly followed egg donor and step abusers move from New Jersey to Colorado right after Christopher saw Jenny and Jane. Yeah, well, those of you who have seen that video know exactly what happened there. So, yeah, moving on. Okay, oxymoron. Question. We are so confused about the system and what's going on here for about the last 3 months. Seems like everything is changing again. Folks are not there anymore. New folks coming. We're assuming you're talking about in your systems. We'll come back to that. Okay, there it is. Okay. Comment in between. New folks coming and then disappearing again. I don't know who I am anymore. Somewhere between blendy and switchy all the time. Any suggestions to what we can do about it? And it seems like we're not able to communicate. More than likely, Rose's rent is tapping away on a question on an answer for you. So it'll probably say exactly what we would. Sometimes you just get soupy. It's like that. It's a constant seesaw between, hey, we hit a stable point, wow, we're feeling good, and oh shit, ooh, wee, we're back and forth, which is of course the same type of things as, you know, the swings in bipolar, way up or way down. Because again, you know, a lot of those same behaviors are comorbid with DID. So, not saying that BPD is comorbid, but you know, that type of an effect. But yeah, self-care. Give it time. Don't press communication. Generally, they're going to let you know. It's like we mentioned that we've got a new Ultra coming out here already. Eye rubbing thing again. We talked about last month, and it's a female. Her name is Julia, and she's essentially John's counterpart. No, she is John's counterpart, but with the sole difference that it seems like she's aware of us, or at least in more of a way than John is. We're not sure. It's still the very early stages, but we have experienced the same symptoms that we do when we have had alters coming out before the littles coming out, which is we will start to hallucinate audio, voices, and also that's actually how we know it's going to be a stronger one, is if we're hearing the voice. And yes, this is like physically hearing someone talking to you from the same room. And also we will have the hallucinations at the corner of our eye or the periphery of our vision. But it's not just like a shadow, like a flash or anything. This is like a full Technicolor, type of a thing. The faces are always a little indistinct, but the rest of the body's no problem. So yeah, Julia is making herself announced, but we're getting very timid off of her. But at least it seems like she's aware of us, or at least aware. Yeah, it's so tough to describe at this point. So yeah, we're kind of in one of those blendy, oh crap, we were nice and stable, and now we're kind of swinging the other direction. But this is what the tools are for. So it's a constant seesaw battle. The communication will just be gentle, and don't poke. That only ever leads to trouble. Symphony, good evening, guys. Good to be back on your live. Good to have you. Welcome. Little Threat, oh Cloud, that's good to hear about your body being in good shape. Hope to slow the aging by being careful, but my body is already hitting the wall. Yeah, right around the time you hit 38, you start to feel it. And that's the time when you should hit the gym and exercise and eat healthy, because, yeah. Let's see, 5 pieces of 9. Thank you to all of you from the support reading regarding, upcoming what is human trafficking. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that video. Stop jumping to the end. Okay, roses. Yeah, stevia and monk fruit. Interesting. Are great if you can stand the prolonged aftertaste. Weren't raised crazy crunchy. Let's see. Clover's saying to Oxy, I would first assess. Yeah, okay, they're giving you tips just like we were. They're saying, is the environment safe? Yeah, safety. Make yourself a safe space. Good idea. If it's not, can you get to safety? I can't communicate when things aren't safe. 5 pieces of 9. Yeah, it makes it easier to be 24 years old until we see the body in the mirror. Yeah, for us, it's the hair on the arms. We don't look in the mirror unless we have to. And even then, it's like you kind of glance over things. It's like, I'm just looking at my hair. I'm not looking into my eyes, because that's, that's another thing that we were taught. Yeah, and we're not going to get there. Okay, let's see. Hollow Gang Oxy, the only suggestion that they have is trying to ground yourself and not overrunning who's fronting. Passive writers, too. I guess if the system is confident with that, yeah, we co-blend so much. But for us, it's like a natural state because we grew up that way. Admittedly, we have far better communication with most of us than other systems we know, and we're thankful for that. Ish. Because it makes it noisier, but 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay, let's see here. What about this? We're thinking. Everybody's saying hi. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, here's Roses with her advice. So we're just going to go down here, note any basic changes. 420, my BPT hasn't been its best lately, been fading off, the small scared feeling that's been coming in waves. It's tumultuous over here too. We're in one of those bleh. Well, we just talked about it. Oh my god, so many typos. Help, don't worry about typos. Major things that have changed for you causing your system to upheave. House and water damage, things over going. I'm sorry, guys, we're skimming so that we can catch up. Week twice a year. Yeah. Ah, damn it! Stop jumping like that, guys. Not you, the thing. Mouse is easier. Okay, handyman in the house. Safety really might be a point. Yep, no big changes. We were wondering a little while ago if others are actually safe here. Yeah. Can I scroll? I cannot scroll. Okay, import to remember. Change. Yes, just read Rose's advice here. She's talking a lot about the life stressor events that bring up, that will cause system chaos. We actually talk about this in, I think it's the Learning to Love Again, the life stressor events. No. It's either in that or Trauma Doesn't Lie. It's in one of them. We talk about the life stressors bringing out symptoms. But yeah, she's absolutely dead on the nose here. Trying to start easily with gymming and stuff at 34, but caretaking. Well, yeah, you caretake it. Oh, goodness, you took on another one. Yeah, you're getting some exercise there, though. We know we've done that work. Okay, oxymorons, not journaling. Writing things down is often forbidden in the system. I bet you we know where that came from. Let's say, I know you all taught me this again before, but how do I tag a person? I believe it's at and then the person's name. They've probably already answered that. Just try to balance and stay unburned out still. Starry Girl, hello. We were just talking about you and wondering how it went. Update us, please. Only here for a second. Good. Hope enjoy. Good afternoon. I always enjoy watching your live and the honest and balanced positive feedback you give. Sitting back with me cup of tea. Good vibes. Absolutely. Here we are with our tea as well in our beautiful blue mug. Our Portnam and Mason tea. Yeah. Flex just a little bit there, thanks to our wonderful wife. So we're right there with you, hope and joy, and thank you for your kind words. We appreciate it. Okay. Five saying iCloud is the only one that doesn't freak out when I see the body. Yeah, that would be a reason why you're the host. I'm the host, and I don't like it. I have never identified with this lump of flesh. Completely different look up here than it is on the outside. But we're not big into face claims, so it's like this is what we're stuck with. So it's like the ones at the beginning of our video in our intro, those were just general images pulled off the net. We went more for expressing who they are, but we took the ones that were closest to each alter's self-perception. It's like Rosemary's pretty much dead on. Mimi's pretty much dead on bootstraps. He doesn't, he identifies as the body with the body. But that's pretty much his attitude there. It's like that's him all over. Okay, let's see. Starry Girl, update us, please. You're probably hearing decent, I guess. Good. Asking about you. How are things going? Been rough, you won't lie. Uh-oh. Thank you all. I have things so well. We are sending you hugs and support. Let's see here. Oxymoron saying, thank you. Have things to think about. Then the stream has served its purpose. Okay, let's see here. I want to talk about thinking of you, Starry. Encrypted laughing. We're so used to Twitch, we almost typed lurk. Lol. Let's see. Starry Girl. Finding an apartment has completely fallen through. Damn. And now I've subset a system friend, so you feel guilty and hurt. That sucks. But remember, that a lot of the feeling guilty and hurt, that's a trauma patterning. So I know it's hard to keep that objectivity when you're in the midst of that welter of emotions and that ingrained guilt and fear and just that, that pit that sits right there and just gnaws at you like a rabid wombat or something. That's trauma patterning. Yeah, it's natural to feel that way, but it might be out of proportion for what happened, and you have to keep that in mind. So that would be our one comment on that. That's going to be natural. So don't assume the worst. A lot of systems are very bad at communication, but I think if we had a point, we already made it. But yeah, keep in mind your trauma reactions there. Keep plugging it away at the apartment. It's like we told you originally. It's a gradual process. Ooh, sorry. It's the ringing in the ear generally here. It's one of the things that we get before we switch. It's always this ear though, for whatever, which could be because that was the ear that we got backsided against when Mimi watched Ralph beat that anyway. So don't feel guilty too much. Try to patch things up. Most folks, once they cool off, are pretty good about that. But that oversized reaction is what you got to watch out for. About tagging just doesn't work on mobile. Sad. Yeah. 420 Witch, take a moment, breathe, and keep going. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure if you give your friend a little time, then apologize, all will be okay. Exactly. Great advice, 420. On mobile, good to know. We are really hurting today, guys. That's why you're seeing us do more of this. But it's legal where we are, so... Okay, Rose is saying, great journaling. You can use a journal as a communication device to make the scroll wheel behave. Okay. To get past entry system barriers without writing anything down, really forbidden with some persistence. We'll be back in just a sec. Okay, had to open the door for the cats because I'd forgotten that I locked it. And here comes one now. Yes, hello. Meow. Sorry. Meow, meow. Yeah, I know. Would you like to cat bomb? They would like you to cat bomb. All right. Near you. Sure. Good boy. Good boy. Say cheese. Say cheese. Mr. Purr. Don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but he's just purring away. Yeah, here we go. Here's a stress reliever for all of you out there. Oops. There we go. You just purred to a lot of people. All right. Poop-a-doop. Now. Get back in the frame here. Okay. Well, yes, we will take our walk after I'm done with the live stream. I promised. Okay, sorry, sorry guys, back to the chat. Never said that you like it, can just tolerate it for a moment. Yeah, we hear you. Let's see. Oxy, how would you go on about creating a safe space when outside is generally not perceived as safe and inside doesn't feel like our place anymore? Got a closet? Empty it out and throw some cushions down. Make yourself an enclosed area. That's what we did. we were driven to do. Christopher made us do a safe space in our closet, and we still keep it and still use it from time to time. Give it a shot, unless you're claustrophobic, obviously. Yeah. But we get that. That's one of the reasons why I'm hurting so bad. The body is hurting so bad today is because Bootstrap says every day we go out and you're rubbing against the microphone, Thank you. Every day we go out to walk the cats. It's like this one said cat, one of two, Colby, and the other one's Cheddar. And Bootstraps does yard work for about an hour. So we're trying to section the day into like hour-long increments where each person can get done what they want to get done or whatever project they're working on, instead of ending up with a billion half-finished projects because we switch in and out, and the person who was doing it there doesn't come back for quite a while, and, well... Anyway, half-finished projects of just about every nature all through the house, although we did get the kitchen done. Finally, after years, we finally got that damn kitchen recovered. Okay, so, if we had a point, I'm not sure what it was. Oh, yes, safe space. Starry Girl, I ended up saying something that badly triggered them, and now I don't know what to do. Apologize. That's all you can do. And attempt to do better in the future. You're going to make mistakes. We all do. It's being willing to own up to them and then correct your behavior afterwards that separates the wheat from the chaff, as it were. Doing the right thing can be hard. Be very hard. Doing the right thing is doing it when you know that it may cost you personally, or okay, no, now we're getting into possible trauma programming. Rewind 30 seconds and delete that. Abigail, hello, welcome. I've been dealing with a lot of stress and causing me to switch a lot at night. How do you others handle night switching? That's a good question. We can't answer because we do that at night a lot. Also, so just try to set a safe space or an area where it can be just you. Communication. Like I said, we're working on this one currently, so maybe some of the others might be able to help you out there, Abigail. Let's see, 420 Watch at Oxy. Chris suggested to me last time to make one onliner on my phone. Yeah, absolutely. Also like to know what others do for night switching. These elders wake up at all out hours to do random stuff and not sleep. Yeah, you see the bags here? The ones that could, carry several small elephants in? The perma bags? Oh, these drive me up the wall, let me tell you. Okay, so let's see. So, yeah, somebody give us advice on that. We're going to hit the cat here at some point. I mean, the part where the... Okay, doing what you can to stay regulated. Night switching. Okay, yeah, there we go. Starry Girl, doing what they can to stay regulated, not freak out, but the fear of messing up is still there. Yeah, and it will be. Unfortunately, this is one of these things where you just got to work it through. Past 2 days, we've had a bit of a situation that has resolved itself, but it took a lot of energy to get through, and we're actually proud of ourselves because we managed to get through some fairly intense stuff without completely spinning out with the aid of our wife. Thank you for that, honey. But what could have been, a huge incident argument, actually, we were able to maintain, fairly well, and just not out. So progress. We even set a boundary the other day. Yay. But it's hard. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's so hard. So hard that you just... And you're just tired on a level that you can't even begin to express to other people. It's like swimming through molasses. Anyway, 4 words for safe journaling. Password locked notes app. Makes sense. Let's see. Started journaling, wrote in pencil, and nothing about forbidden stuff, just to get used to the sensation of writing stuff down. Yeah, we've got several different handwriting styles in our journal, particularly Percival and Nigel. Let's see. Alternately, if you're crafty, a drill and a padlock can turn any journal into a locking one. Fair point, but then they'd probably lose the key. Little thread, I do that thing with the mirror too. I look different inside too, with a thinner form and also another gender form. Thanks for listening, Chris. And the space do share. Absolutely. It's yeah. It's never. I never identified with the body. Never, ever. Even when we were smaller, that was Christopher D. It's complicated, but I have never ever identified with this the way that I look. The body looks. Never. Okay, 420 wedge. Got a padlock on the thing. Gonna get crafty. I think I like crafts. Let's see. Best of luck. Ah, yes, here we are. The kitty bomb part. Cat. Kitty, just a loud purr. Such a loud purr. Yeah, when he gets going, boy, I'll tell you. Might try the padlock version. Often physically impossible. Yeah, we're better off vlogging. We're with you, Oxy. Cheese. Yep, there's the Mr. Cheese. Pretty kitty, yes. Cats are a trigger? Sorry, Hollow. Hopefully it's a positive one. Kitty. Oh, yeah. Cat ASMR. Yeah, I guess that was, wasn't it? Those ginger male cats are so darling. Yeah, and they're both males. They're going on 20, or at least on the late side of the teens. But yeah, they're both brothers from the same litter. Colby and Cheddar. Good old man, aren't you? Yeah. Best cat ever. Oh, positive trigger that is. Okay, excellent. Hello, Violet. Thanks for coming in. That's such a pretty name. Okay, Roses is giving advice for journaling to Oxy, and we're just going to let you guys go ahead and read it. Clover saying, have an alter who made a safe space under their desk, calls it her cave. Yeah. And you may even, very common response for a child who is undergoing severe trauma is to hide, and it's an animal lizard brain instinct. Run away, hide, burrow. She used to have safety in wardrobe, so I say under a desk is better. Yeah. No closet, just open cabinets, but under the table is maybe an option. Yeah, if we get the dogs to share their place. Okay, Starry Girl, got to go back to work. Hope to see you all later. Stay safe, everyone. Love to you, Starry. Keep at it. I know it's a fight. It's a long struggle, and it can be, but you've already made substantial forward movement. Now just keep that going, and self-care. Take care of yourself, because we all worry about you. All right? So check back in next month, please. Okay? Okay, back to the chat log here. Let's see. Encrypted Angels. There's some science to why cats purring is comforting to humans. Has to do with the decibel of their purr and other sciencey things words. Super fascinating, though. Data knows exactly what you're talking about. But we're not going to let them front to go into that right now. 421. So let's see. Starry, after giving your friends some time to contact them, say you're sorry. Okay, yeah. Enjoy work. Keep safe. This be the verse. We made a tent with a duvet hung over the back of an armchair and higher up on the curtain rail that was cozy and comforting. Fairy lights and cushions. Excellent. Sounds nice. Grats on the kitchen. That's a huge good feeling step. Yeah, because, oh my God, we've recovered those cabinets like 4 times, and this is the last time that we've actually gotten it all done. Because Rosemary would not stop nagging bootstraps about it to finish it. Because she wants to do another cooking thing, and she refused to film until the kitchen was completely done and recovered and remodeled, whatever you want to call it, reskinned, basically. So yeah, it felt good to complete that. Now, we still want to get some toe kick boards and put them down there, minor stuff, but yeah, it's all done. Finally, it's homogeneous. Yay! Okay, let's see here. Half-finished projects are the bane of your existence. Might try to organize something like that. Yeah, we're trying it because it's like, oh, please stop jumping, damn it. Yeah, okay, there we go. 5, Cloud is saying to Starry Girl, understand fear. In fact, I live in fear. Work in progress. And Chris's idea about even a closet or under the bed for self space. Yeah. Hollow Gang, is that what that is? Dude, night switching sucks. Yes. Yes. Podcasts help my alter sleep. The soft conversation tricks them, I think. We use we use three different things. We use a guided meditation or guided sleep thing. Hello, there's the other kitty. Which uses binaural beats, and we use a brown noise, a deep brown noise sleep track. It sounds like you're sleeping next to a warp core, and it works really well. And then we have a third one that we sometimes use, which is just the binaural beats, but generally we're listening to the guided meditation one and the guided meditation, and then the deep brown noise. We will go ahead and throw those links in the comment section of the live stream here, and we might just throw them up on the post as well if you guys are curious to check those out. So that's what we do to help eliminate it at night and to fall asleep. Yeah, that works for us too. Night switching is hard. Podcasts for sleep are great. Well, we can't do that except with like the guided meditation, because that kicks the intellect into gear, and then we're up forever. This will be the burst. We're happy for you that managed to stay regulated through some tough shit and set a boundary. Well done. That is impressive, exhausting, and intense stuff. Yeah, but it's necessary. We are trying so hard to communicate with our family better, and it's tough sometimes. You misstep, you screw up, you own it, and then you move on. Trying to keep your inbred trauma responsive. Oh my God, I fucked up. I'll do anything to make you happy now. Please, please, please. Fight or flight syndrome from kicking in. But thank you. Oh, do you want your bomb too? All right, come here. Please don't stick your claws in the chair. All right. And here we have Cheddar. Or the handsome kitty, aren't you? Yes, you are. All right. Poop-a-doop for you. Okay, Blue Rose is trying to communicate that the body needs sleep, and some of us are really persistent about the fact that we survived on very little sleep up to now. Yeah, hit them with there's only so much that the body can take before it needs sleep, and you do not want to mess with sleep deprivation. No. We know that firsthand. Wow, their ages. Brothers, how cool. Mine are sleek black cats, brother and sister bonded pair. Hang on, I'm going back here. So I'm going to zoom that back down. Maybe it'll behave. Okay. Actually, the Hollow Gang. Actually, we have a question. How do you guys feel about / experience headmates that identify as cisgender but wasn't assigned that gender at birth? We're looking for honest opinions, please. We're going to go ahead and let the others basically take that one, because there's a lot more out there who can speak to that. We were born male, assigned male. Honestly, we're not sure how the terms are used, so we don't want to stick our foot in it. We've had it explained before, but it just really kind of sticks for us. Anyway, we considered ourselves male for basically our entire lives, but admittedly we weren't afraid to explore our femininity, let's put it that way, which now we know was, the ladies peeking out or coming out or whatnot. But again, how much of that was also tied in with the trauma that we were put through. So for us, that's a tough knot to untangle, but it's been easy for us to accept that there are female alters. Now, it's easy for me to accept that, but it's not easy for me to let go that control of the front to allow them to front fully, because it's awkward as we weren't used to it. It still makes me, and I'm not being bigoted or anything, it's just the reaction is there. It makes me deeply uncomfortable and afraid that every time I let go of the front that I'm not going to come back. I'm not saying that they would do that deliberately, but it's still profoundly uncomfortable. For example, when Mimi fronts, that is tough for me to go back and watch and edit later impartially, because but it's also glaring proof of the fact that, yeah, I'm a multiple, because that's not me. That's not me there putting on makeup in the bathroom or whatnot. That's I'm looking at another person in my body. It's profoundly strange, and it's still uncomfortable. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to work on. And plus, there's also the family to consider, because it's just needs to be considered. So yeah. Okay, I hope that answered the question. Boy, we're really trying to catch up here. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question there. Okay, we're just going to read to catch up because you guys are like way ahead of us. Okay. Christian, cisgender, looking for honest opinions. About the cat purr, same sound as what the heartbeat sounds like from inside the womb. That would make sense. Excited for another cooking video in the future. Good for her to keep pushing. Yeah, pushing all the time. All the time. She's like the system nag. Well, it's true. Just, we can talk later. Okay. Not mine. Okay, you guys are discussing the cis and the dysphoria. Good. We will go back and read that later to inform ourselves, because we're not. We're just we have no. We're swimming in a pool that we're not familiar with there. Boundaries are so hard to set and maintain for us lately. Our owner has been reaching out, and it's been hard to stay away. Any advice on this? Sorry, no, it's all right. Tell them to get fucked. That's what you do. You cut off contact completely. Don't give them an inch. Let's see. Okay, Anna T. Always watching life as a movie. Yes. Derealization. Taking great effort to always be distracted with books. Depersonalization and derealization, etc. Not to be in the now, because feeling real induces panic, even though we're safe. That's part one. Scrolling down, scrolling down. Part two. Have yet to find anyone, including therapists, who understands when we try to explain this, wondering if it is a DID thing or just an us thing. No, what you are talking about there is called depersonalization and derealization, and you described it perfectly, and we have experienced this our entire life. Reality does not look real to us, basically. We often feel like we're pulled back watching a movie. Everything has this air of unreality to it. And actually, that's one of the ways that we clue into the fact that we're dissociating, as we begin to get that. That's derealization. Depersonalization is where you feel empty, like there's just no, it's like I am a robot. There's really no emotion to it or anything. It's just, and they often walk hand in hand, at least with us. So no, that is not just that is not just a you thing. That is a very strong DID thing right there. That's actually one of the criteria. It's more of a symptom, so it's not necessarily a criteria, but it is a symptom of DID and dissociation in general. So yeah, nope, right on the nose. That's a very, very common thing there, Anna. You are not alone in that. Trust us. Okay, more about the cis and the gender alignments there. You're not scrolling now. But yes, that is perfectly normal. Okay, experience that during distress. Okay, absolutely love to have a link added after you post this so that we can return and retrieve them without having to scroll through the chat. Yeah, absolutely. We will do that, Cloud. And let me jot that down. Add links for sleep stuff. Okay, got it. We will definitely do that. We'll post them here, and we'll do a community post for you, Cloud, and for everybody else who wants to check those things out. We'll also throw on a link to our Qigong video, which is a breath-body movement, kind of like Tai Chi. that we find really helps to recenter the system. And, you know, plus it's great exercise too. Low impact, but great exercise. Okay, we got about 15 more minutes. We're going to go ahead with the stream. So if you have any questions for us or anything that you want to talk about, go ahead and do it now. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up as we check the last of these questions. Because I'm hungry. Okay. Oh, his body, think of how he looks inside you, Violet. Thanks for the answer. This be the verse. Hi, Cheddar, yeah. Let's see. Oscar, hear you. Okay, we're talking more about the body dysphoria and whatnot. Sorry, we're skimming over the cis and that other discussion because we will go back and read it later, but we're trying to pin out the questions. Okay, I think we're catching up now. Avoiding mirrors, yes. Relate to that feeling of discomfort. Five Pieces of Nine is saying, yes, easy to accept having female alters and all the things that they share about being a female, but the living of a female while having a male body is tough, short of a gender switch, yeah. Little and middles are not keen with. Talking about binders, which, well, Mimi calls it a corset, but she wants to get something to suck in our gut when she's out. And we know how to make one because we did sewing when we were in the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism. Making medieval garb, basically. So we need to make ourselves another doublet because it's the same damn thing as a corset. Just for men. Actually, they're great back support and very slimming, which is why she wants a new one, because the ones that we made way back when don't fit us anymore. It's like, oh my god, was I ever this small? Also part of BPT thing. Fab. Medical grade, BPD, 5, binder. Okay, Anna T, thank you for that explanation. I've usually described it as being in a theater and getting absorbed in the movie. Yeah. But then the lights in the theater go on, and I'm sitting there like, wait, if that was all the movie, then who am I? What is real? Feeling faded and panic. Yeah, that is a textbook description of derealization and depersonalization. Textbook right down the line. So not just you. Not at all, Anna. And that is exactly how we experience it as well. Although there are times when we're back here somewhere, it's generally when we're having a flashback or something, it's like part of us splits off, and split's not the wrong word, but it goes over here while we're simultaneously experiencing everything that we experienced then, and also being in the same time zone here. That overlap can go total into the past, which we try to avoid doing. We try to stay here in this future, but anyway. Yeah, that's just absolutely textbook. Textbook. See what you mean. Is there any way, shape, or form female at all? Sorry. Okay, thanks for sharing and replying so thoroughly. Yeah, Hello Gang. This is exactly why we run our live streams this way, as the classical form of a forum, like, you know, the Greeks, Aristotle and Socrates. They would all gather the intellectuals or all the people who were interested together, and everybody would speak about their experiences and bad ideas back and forth after the main speaker of the day or whatnot did their thing, and they would discuss it. And we decided to do our stream that way because each of us holds a different piece to the puzzle and has common experiences with DID. So that's why it's more like that than a Q&A. And what we have seen over the course of time doing the streams is that you guys support each other so well. There's a wonderful community out there of very loving people who are willing to help each other. So we greatly appreciate you guys for carrying through on that concept and coming here and helping everyone else and sharing your tips and your tricks and your experiences in order to make us all better and feel better. So kudos to you guys, for sure. Thank you. Exactly what we were hoping would happen. Okay, depersonalization and derealization is also linked to BPD, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know. So I can't say for sure. We want to say yes, but not entirely sure. Right, as far as I know, into several other things. Ooh, a doublet sounds awesome. Just looked it up and wonder if you mean a jerkin. Yeah, same thing. A doublet is just more form-fitting. Yeah, a jerkin, doublet, same thing. Yeah, absolutely. No worries, just new terms for me. Well, yeah, and plus when you're in the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism, it is a worldwide organization, so just Google it if you're interested. It's basically, okay, you know, like have your Renaissance festivals, or like your Civil War reenactment groups or reenactment groups. They do that, but with the Middle Ages. Well, technically the time ranges from ancient Rome up to the Musketeer era. They cut it right around the 16th or 17th century. So you can have everything from Vikings to Romans wandering around, but it's more about researching and authentically recreating that particular or your particular time period and building a persona within that time frame with a history and whatnot that goes on. It's a really, really cool organization. Look it up. Society for Creative Anachronism, SCA. So let's see here. So yeah, jerkin, doublet. We all haven't experienced it from different perspectives. Did you just call us intellectuals? Yes. Yes. Please don't cry. With DID, that is. Yeah, absolutely. We triggered ourselves, so we're going to go, okay, Blue Rose, self-care, breathe. You know what to do. Okay, we appreciate the space. This be the verse. We appreciate the space you create in the community here, how everyone supports each other and how you do. Well, we're just doing what we're doing, trying to give back to you guys and let everybody know that we're not alone. We're just not. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and sign off. Yeah, this is a great space to be part of. Thank you, Hollow Gang. We appreciate that. Okay, guys, we are going to go ahead and close things out here. Before we go, as always, we want to remind you, say it with us, that you are loved, that you are strong, and that you are not alone. Okay, I'm Chris. We're going to go ahead and sign off now. Thank you guys for coming to the stream, and just drop any comments that you have below. We'll go ahead and get those links up to the sleep and exercise program that we use, and we'll see you guys on our next episode. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next month as well. All right, bye guys.